Okay, let's just get one thing straight. Anytime you try to recreate a character that was previously done by Morgan Freeman, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose every single time. Alex Cross is a crime action thriller, I suppose, and I'm not quite sure if I can call this a remake or a reboot of this particular character. But the plot to Alex Cross follows the agent Alex Cross as he's investigating a particular personal murder in which he wants to discover who this killer is, and it turns out to be a sadistic sadist, very highly calculated, and like anti-soldier some type. He's basically a very smart, very aggressive attacker, and he's targeting Alex Cross for some reason. Alex Cross has to follow a series of clues, leads, go through a couple action scenes, and find out exactly what this guy wants and stop him once and for all. Now, before I get into my review, I would just like to state right now that yes, I have seen some of Tyler Perry's other movies, most famously the Medea movies, and I've seen only, I'd say, Diary of an Angry Black Woman, Medea's Family Reunion, and Medea Goes to Jail, but I've kind of stopped watching because I've just lost interest in them. Having said that, I do not think that Tyler Perry is a bad actor, but this clearly was the wrong part or the wrong form of movie for him to step out of his comfort zone really for the first time, and let me explain why. The problem with Alex Cross is that they have completely morphed this version of Alex Cross from the original, which was played by Morgan Freeman, and kind of turned him into the Black Sherlock Holmes. How he can kind of just walk onto any crime scene, look around and say, oh, I know how everything happened. This guy happened here, it was only one guy, he killed this person, he went in through there, then he did this, and he did that, and there's no explanation for how he can do this. I'm pretty sure there is no detective who can just walk onto a scene, look around and say, this is how it happened. And it's not clear. At least in Sherlock Holmes there was somewhat of an explanation, but it's not done here. Now, I will also like to say that Matthew Fox is by far the best thing about this movie. I really enjoyed his performance of him kind of being a well-calculated crazy person with a clear motive, which I'm not going to spoil in this movie. And he definitely has that threatening presence. And it's the type of movie in which the villain is clearly the stronger character between the hero and the villain by far. The action scenes in this movie, for I'd say maybe the first two halves, are not filmed bad, but there's not much suspense, so you're really not going to be too invested into the actual story, what's going on with these characters. And before I get off the action scene list, I have to state this right now. At the end, there's a particular fight scene between these two guys, and there's a lot of licenses in the world. You know, you have to have a license to drive a car, you have to have a license to carry a gun. They need to make a new license, and that is to have the license to learn how to use a camera. Whoever was holding the camera while filming this particular fight scene between these two was drunk or on drugs, or either it was his first time holding a heavy camera. Maybe he just couldn't handle the weight. But it is so terribly filmed that you cannot see anything. And it's not even like shaky cam, you cannot see anything. You literally cannot see a damn thing. He's just moving the camera in no particular direction, and it's just going all over the place. Like he's having trouble holding it, and someone on the side had to come and help him, trying to mix it, and they're just kind of fighting the camera in between, trying to figure out exactly, trying to get angles. I'm like, why didn't you guys stop this and refilm this fight scene? But it is incredibly distracting, it's incredibly frustrating, and I think I suffered a little bit of motion sickness, which I haven't felt since I saw Cloverfield in theaters, and I only saw that movie once. Anyway, the main problem with Alex Cross is that the director simply does not, he's not a particularly strong action director, and the script is simply not written well enough to produce enough thrills, and it basically wants to base all its suspense on putting these characters and action scenes in which you know they're going to be fine, they're going to make it through. And which is why, unfortunately, I have to give Alex Cross a 4 out of 10. It's not a terribly bad movie, but you're really not going to be thinking about it or want to talk about it after you see it. Rent it when it comes out on DVD or something, or see it once in theaters if you want, and you're probably not going to remember it, I don't know, maybe a day or two from now, because I certainly won't. If you like this review, please like, comment down below, and subscribe to help keep track of me and my future movie reviews. And like always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.